Hello you! How is everyone today? Let's wait a few seconds until this says that we are live. Let's see if someone is joining us today. Hi Gracie, how are you? Hi Lisa, hi Lauren. How are you guys? How is everyone? I'm really sorry that I was a few minutes late. And then also I forgot to put like the hi Lorena, how are you? Like the thing that we were going to be live. This week is half term, sorry, there's no excuse, but anyway, here we are. So today it is a nice day because I'm going to talk and chat about the Cricut blades, like all the different types of blades that are available in the market for you to use with your Cricut machines. And then of course I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between, oh hi Lorraine, how are you, the differences between the machines as well. So if you have any questions at all, pop them in the comments, like put them there, and I'll be trying to scroll down, up and down to so jealous, I only have 3 in mind. Oh sorry Lauren. Yeah, this is like my precious thing. Like I remember when I bought this pot, I just had literally like 2 blades, and I was like, well, this is a massive pot for just 2 blades. But over time you feel if you're gonna make decisions if you want to buy a few more blades or if you're happy with the ones you already have. So let's get started. For Cricut Joy and Cricut Joy Xtra, I'm not going to be moving all of my machines here, especially the big ones, because they're quite heavy. I mean, they're not super heavy, but I don't want to move them back. But for Joy and Joy Xtra, so this is Cricut Joy, original Cricut Joy, and then you have the Joy Xtra, which is, as you can tell, a little bit bigger. But the blades that you use for Joy and Joy Xtra are exactly the same. So you only have 3 blades, because they're not all blades, for your Cricut Joy. That is the fine point blade, which is the one that comes with your blade. So this is the fine point blade. It's that tiny little blade that you have in there. So this blade is for you to cut all of your lightweight material. So everything that is like paper thin. So all paper, cardstock, vinyl, iron-on vinyl, infusible ink, like everything that is thin, you're going to be able to cut with your fine point blade. So with Joy and Joy Xtra, you can cut around 50 different types of materials with that blade. Sticker paper, sticker cardstock, all of that. Then you have the pens for your Cricut Joy. So that's why I say it's not a blade, but it is another attachment that you can put onto your Cricut Joy and Joy Xtra machine. So you have all sorts of different pens in all different thickness. You have gel pens, extra fine point pens, markers, glitter, neon, opaque, all sorts. If you're looking for Joy, they need to say here, they will say Cricut Joy. It will say there on your pens and also on the pack. You're not going to find anything that says Cricut Joy Xtra, because again, it is exactly the same. So if you're looking for accessories and pens for your Joy Xtra, then they are the ones that says Cricut Joy. Okay, so that is that. So for example, if you want to draw onto your envelopes, something like this, you're going to be able to do that with your Cricut Joy and your Joy Xtra. You have the watercolor markers that you might have seen before. For example, you have the opaque gel pens like this. They're super cute. Okay, and then you have the foiling tip. So for your Joy and Joy Xtra machines, you have your fine point blade, your pens, and your foiling tip. So the foiling tip is this one. It's a blue one. It looks like a blade, but it's actually not a blade. It's just like to apply pressure. Hi Danny, how are you? Oh, thank you Chloe. Yeah, that garland Zoe made, this is super cute. I was just, you can tell, like doing Valentine's last week, so that is still there. So the foiling tip is not to cut, but to apply pressure onto your material to transfer the foiling details. So this is a card I've made using foiling. So essentially what you have to do is to put your cardstock onto your mat. So you put the card, then you put a foiling paper, and then you put the foiling tip, and then the machine will apply pressure on top of your design. And this is how gorgeous it looks, like all of this that you have around. So that is foiling. So you have that for Joy and Joy Xtra machines available. Okay, if you have any questions, please just pop them down. So that is for your Joy and Joy Xtra, 3 different things that you can put. Okay, 3 different blades. Then you have the Explore machine. So for the Explore machine, Explore Air 2 or Explore 3, you have the fine point blade, which is the one that comes with your machine. So this is the blade that comes with all of the machines. And then on your Explore machine, you can only put the blades that comes in a housing that looks like this one. So you're gonna have this one, you're gonna have the silver one, which is the one that comes with your machine. Then you have the gold one, which is exactly the same thing, but this is a different material of your blade that it's called the premium fine point blade. So the material is different. The material that where the blade is made of is different. But it's for the same purposes, like all of your lightweight materials, paper, cardstock, vinyl, iron-on vinyl, infusible ink, and all of that, you're going to be able to cut with your fine point blade, okay? Then you have the deep point blade. So the housing looks like really similar, but the angle of your blade is different. So the other one is 45 degrees angle, whereas this one is 60 degrees angle, the angle of your blade. So there you have like your blade, so that angle that you have in there. And then also this one comes like you can see the blade coming, oh hang on, I can't see a thing. You can see the blade coming a little bit longer, not longer, but you get the jigs. So this one comes out, and this is for your thicker material. So for thicker cardstock, corrugated cardstock, foam, like these craft foam sheets, so that you can do with your deep point blade. Then you have another housing that I don't have, but it is exactly the same one as this, but it is pink. That one is for your fabrics. But you have to put your fabrics with an interfacing with a Bondo web on the back. So you have to do something like this first with your fabric. So you have to grab your fabric and put like some interfacing behind. So then this is going to be to give your fabric like some more stability. And then you're going to be able to cut something like this to make applique, for example. So you bond first your fabric, then you cut around your design, and then you put it wherever you like how gorgeous is this. So that is the pink one, which essentially is exactly the same fine point blade, but color coded. So then you know one is for your fabrics and then the other one is for your regular materials, or your paper, your cardstock, and your vinyl. You can also cut felt with that, though I do prefer to cut felt with a rotary blade, if I'm honest. And then you can also cut faux leather. So something like this, you're going to be able to cut as well using your Explore or Maker machine. And then last but not least, you have the foiling tip. So you also have the same foiling tip. It's not the same, but it's the same principle, like the same thing that you use to make foiling with your Explore machine, okay? So that is the foiling tip to make these foiling details onto your cards, and it also works like with leather and other materials. So these are the blades for your Explore machine. Then when you have a Maker machine, you can use everything that I just show, everything for the Explore, not the Joy and the Joy Xtra, okay? So everything for Joy and Joy Xtra is just for those machines. But everything that you have for Explore, you can use with your Maker machine. So if you have a Maker machine and you are at Hobbycraft or on Amazon browsing and you see something like a packaging that says compatible with Explore, but it doesn't say Maker, then I guarantee you 100% that you can still use that with your Maker machine. So all of the markers, pens, and all of that. Oh, I can't take my pens from there. But these are the pens and markers for Explore and Maker machine. They just said Cricut, like they will not put Explore or Maker. They do on the packaging though. But this is how they look. And again, you also have these like as pen markers, glitter, gel, opaque pens. They also have some like are really, really thick like this. So 2.5 millimeters. They're amazing. It is always best to have a separate blade for different types of materials. Yes and no, Diane. I would say only if it's fabrics. I do know that some people like to have like one blade for vinyl and one blade for cardstock, especially if you're cutting loads of like glitter cardstock, then you might want to have a different blade. But overall, I'll say no. Like, I'll say there's no need to. But definitely if you're using your blade for iron-on and for vinyl, that will last way longer than if you're cutting more card and glitter, if you see what I mean. Okay, so everything that I just showed for Explore, so all of these blades are compatible with Maker as well. So everything that you have here, it's also compatible with your Maker machine. Plus the pens, plus all of the tools that comes with this kind of gear, this cog, would you say? Anyway, this gear system is only compatible with your Maker and Maker 3 machines. So whenever you see something that looks like this, you know that this is only for Maker machines. Okay, with this, you have the rotary blade, which is this one. So it's like a tiny little rotary cutter, but this is only for your Maker machine. This is for fabrics. It is called the rotary blade, and it's for you to cut all sorts of fabrics. So any type of fabric, from delicate like silk and chiffon and felt, even denim. So you can cut denim with your Cricut machine, you can cut normal cotton, and you don't need to put anything, like you don't need to bond your fabric if you're cutting it with the rotary blade. Okay, so this is the rotary blade, and it's only compatible with Maker and Maker 3. Then you have the knife blade. So this is a knife blade, and it is for you to cut thin wood. So for example, like this. So I've cut this bear shape, so it's basswood, balsa wood, and this tiger shape. Like, how cute are these? Like, they're just like decorations, like hanging decorations. And you can cut wood again only with your Maker or Maker 3 machines with the knife blade. So there is a lot of people, hi Sarah, how are you, that will get the Maker machine with the idea of making cake toppers, like these ones that are like really swirly fonts, like really delicate, really intricate. That is not gonna work. Okay, Chloe, I'm gonna answer that in a second. So with the knife blade, it's better for you to cut like bigger shapes. They say nothing smaller than the diameter of a pencil, for example, like 0.5 centimeters kind of thing. So don't get a Maker thinking that you're going to be able to make like really intricate designs with wood, because that is definitely not going to work. So I would say just go with something big, like something bold, and it looks and it works gorgeous. And just bear in mind that it will take time. So whenever you're cutting, for example, if you're cutting vinyl, in just one pass, you're going to have that cut ready. But if you're cutting wood, the way it's going to work is like the machine is going to go around and around, making multiple passes, like cutting over and over again, just to go through all of the layers. So then bear in mind that is going to take time. Okay, but that is the knife blade. It works gorgeous if you're doing something like this. I've made as well once a jigsaw puzzle, so you can cut chipboard, which is like really thin. It's like this card, like it's just like super thick. That cuts beautiful as well with the knife blade. You can also cut magnetic sheets, for example, and that is with the knife blade. So Chloe is asking, I have an Explore, would I need to bond felt to cut with the pink blade? No, you don't need to. You can still cut felt with a fine point blade. Actually, if you go to Cricut, that is the setting that you're gonna have. But I've never had any luck doing that. I've seen a lot of other creators doing it, but you need to have this felt that is almost like paper thin felt, like it feels like stiff, like like super stiff. It's not this woolly nice soft felt. Okay, you're able to cut that with a fine point blade, with a pink blade. But yeah, if you have an Explore, I will say just try with that type of felt. And if not, if you want, you can bond your felt, especially for example if you're going to do something like this, like I put the felt onto a card, then I just did put the bonding first, because then I just iron it on the card. So that is like really good to do. Okay, then so you have that, the knife blade and the rotary blade, and then you have something that is like this, that it looks really similar that this one, but you can see this one has this button at the top. So this one with the button, it's called quick swap housing. So with this one, it looks really similar to the other one, but with this silver button at the top. So that button is for you to touch and then to release that tip. So then with this one, with the quick swap housing, the one with the button, you have multiple tips. So you can get basically one housing and then you can change all of the different tips that you have at the bottom. You have the single scoring wheel, which is this one. It looks really similar to the rotary cutter, but trust me, it is completely different. So they look similar. People tend to mix this two, like to get confused between these two. The rotary blade is the one for fabrics, whereas the scoring wheel is for you to make your scoring line. So if you're going to make a card, for example, then this scoring wheel, we're going to make that mark for you in the middle, so then you know where to do your folding lines. Or if you want to make a project like this, for example, then you also use your scoring wheel just to score this line, so then you know where you're going to do your foldings. If you have the Explore machine, you have the scoring stylus, which is this one that you can also use with your maker machines. But if you have Explore machine and you want to do your scoring lines, then you will do that with the scoring stylus. Okay. So you have the scoring wheel, you have the double scoring wheel, which is 2 lines instead of 1. Might be really difficult to see that, but this one is a double scoring wheel. It has a number 2 in there, and this one is for your thicker material. So if you have a thicker cardstock that you want to fold, then you do it with the double scoring wheel. Then you have the fine debossing tip that I don't have any examples here, I'm sorry, but you have the debossing tip, which is this one. It's just to mark onto your cardstock, like to leave a deeper mark. It's like embossing, like when you do embossing using an embossing folder, but like the other way around, if you see what I mean. So that is the fine debossing tip. Then you have the wavy blade. Let me just show you that. So you just have to press on the button here to release that tip. And then you just put it in. And then you have the wavy blade that it looks like the rotary blade, but with wavy lines. Like this is gorgeous just to cut your card. You know these scissors that you use to make like nice shapes on your borders? When this is kind of what you do with a wavy blade. It's also lovely to cut like crepe paper to make paper flowers, for example. That is really, really gorgeous. And then you have the perforation blade as well. That is this, like loads of tiny little lines. And this one is really good to make details onto your card. So for example, I have this project, like to make tickets for a wedding or something like that. It says like, please enjoy one dessert or a drink on us. And then this will just cut your paper. That is going to be really easy to tear like off your things. Or this card, this is a project that you can find on Design Space that is so gorgeous. And then I love you because, and then you can just open up these windows and you can see here like this been done with a perforation blade. It's super cute. And then last but not least, with that same housing, with the same quick swap housing, you have the engraving tip. Oh gosh, what was engraving last time? Can't even remember. There's a lot of fluff there. Anyway, so this is the engraving tip to do engravings, of course, onto metal plates or onto acrylic. So something like this. So then I've done this with my maker machine and the engraving tip. So this is a metal plate. I put the blue part first with infusible ink, and then I just set up my machine to engrave to do this. So that is what you do with your engraving. You can also engrave onto acrylic, like onto these plastic pieces of acrylic. Hi Crafty Vix, how are you? Hi Natalie. So yeah, essentially those are all of the blades that you have for your different machines. So don't get confused with the knife blade, the rotary blade, and the quick swap housing. So the rotary blade is only the rotary blade to cut fabrics. The knife blade is only the knife blade to cut thin wood, to cut magnetic sheets, to cut chipboard, like everything that is super thick, or well, thicker than your paper and cardstock. And then you have the quick swap housing, which is the one that has the little button at the top. And with this one, you have the single scoring, double scoring, engraving, perforation, debossing, and wavy blade. Okay, so yeah, that was it. So those are all of the blades that you have available for your different machines. Hi Gillian, how are you? Do you have any questions, guys? Anything last minute that you would like to know, either from what I just showed about the blades? Hi Shirley, how are you? So everything about the blades, or anything about your Cricut machines, about materials, any last minute questions now that I'm here for you. So if you have any question, please just pop them down. I'm gonna be live later today on Instagram on the Cricut UK website, like on the Cricut UK page. Hi Shirley, how are you? I'm good. So tonight I'm going to be talking about Joy Xtra and all the different things that you can make with your Cricut Joy Xtra machine, and all of the deals that are around on the Cricut website. There are so many different deals at the moment, so some great deals. And later this week, I think it is on Wednesday, we have our paid workshop. So we do loads of these lives for free for you guys, but we do have some hang on. Thank you so much for all your help. I'm Little Noah on Instagram. You're always so helpful. Oh, Chloe, thank you. Thank you so much. How are you getting on with your Infusible Ink project? So this week we have Print Then Cut workshop. So that is, I'm pretty sure it is on Wednesday. So if you go to the link in our bio, you're going to find all of the information. But it's £15 a workshop. It's 1.5 hours on Zoom. Plenty of time to ask your questions. You're going to have a lot of opportunity to ask questions and to get your questions answered. But that one is all about Print Then Cut. So I'm going to show you how to make lovely stickers with your Joy Xtra, Explore, or Maker machine. So these are like happy birthday stickers, and then you have the holographic and waterproof sticker sets. So I'm going to be talking about all things Print Then Cut, all my tips and tricks, how to use your pattern filler, how to use the Create sticker, how to upload your own images onto Design Space, and yeah, overall tips and tricks on how to use Print Then Cut. Oh yeah, I'll see you later, Vix. Tonight, 8:30 p.m. So yeah, if you have no further questions, then I will go. Don't forget to follow us. You can find me at Koshi Maker, and of course here at Cricut Inspire, and we do have our Facebook group that is called Cricut Inspire as well. So we're always there answering questions and just having overall fun, all sorts of Cricut things. So if you don't have anything else, I will say bye bye. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye bye. See you guys.